Hey guys, Tomato Justice. So, now we are at a point where we know a fair amount about Battlefield 4. A lot of information's been leaked about it, or a small amount of generalized information that we probably could have guessed anyway has been released about it, leaked about it. And ahead of the March 26th reveal of Battlefield 4 that EA is going to do, you can go to battlefield.com/battlefield4. You'll see a little coming soon video thing there. So they're going to be revealing that, and I assume we'll get a lot more details / confirmation of the details that have been leaked so far. And ahead of that, I just wanted to give you guys my realistic wish list for Battlefield 4. And this is things that I think they could implement realistically, and it wouldn't, put EA's panties in a twist or ruin their business model or anything like that. Because if I were going to make my own wish list that I would want, it would be something along the lines of DICE completely walks out on EA and Valve step in as the new publisher, and the new Battlefield 4 has mod tools and it's in the Steam Workshop and all that kind of junk. But that's never going to happen. So I went ahead and wrote a little wish list of things that I think could totally be implemented realistically, and it wouldn't ruin anything, and they could totally do it if they wanted to. So anyway, let me start off here. Something went wrong. Oh my god. Okay, so this is pretty much the motto of Battlefield 3. Everyone gets this every once in a while. Everyone. And can you imagine if this is a piece of software here? Can you imagine if Microsoft Office every once in a while would just be like, whoopsie daisy, can't launch. Sorry. Try again. Come on. Right? It's been 2 years now that this game has been out, and people are still getting random disconnects and something went wrongs. And if you don't fix it, my realistic wish is that you at least fucking change that little snide something went wrong comment. At least put some kind of a error 577321 blah 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 that is cryptic, and at least we can be okay, something went wrong on our own. But don't just say, I don't know, something went wrong, man. It's just something went wrong. Don't fucking no, okay? Just give us something else. Second on the wish list is bug fixes. Oh my god. I know a lot of this stuff is core things that people have been complaining about forever in Battlefield 3, but that's part of the reason I'm making this. Anyway, bug fixes, right? There are outstanding bugs, plenty of revive bugs. Everyone can rattle off 5 or 6 off the top of their head of just stuff that has never been patched in the game, and that's unbelievable. Revive bugs of all sorts, crab walk bug, I'm thinking, black and white if you're revived outside of the map. All kinds of stuff that's just been around since beta, and they've never even bothered to look at it. And make more frequent patches. Don't just freaking patch every time you release DLC. That's unbelievable. I'm thinking of the M26 mass bug, where all of a sudden after one of the patches it was shooting bullets that came out of an assault rifle, and that's unbelievably broken, and they just didn't fix it for 2 months. Come on, guys. If one of your patches creates more problems, you have an obligation to fucking deal with it. The incompetence in dealing with the bugs in the game, it really should be stepped up. If anything, fix more bugs. Let's look at this list again. Oh, weapon, class, and map balance. That's a big one. Some of the maps are just really, really heavily favored towards one team. I heard somewhere that Caspian Border, for example, the Americans win about 70% of the time because they can easily cap A and the Russian point E pretty easily by just driving through with tanks. So basic stuff like that where it's you kind of run into a problem and that's obvious and the map is not balanced. Weapon class balance as well. I mean, assault rifles are far and away the most powerful of the weapons. The medic is far and away the most powerful of the classes. And you buff the other classes to put them in line, or reduce the accuracy of the assault rifles, or something. But at this point, especially with attachments too, a lot of the times there's no reason to put anything but a heavy barrel on almost anything that can be equipped with a heavy barrel. So what's the point of all those other attachments? You need to figure that out, okay? Figure out how to make the suppressor not completely suck. Figure out how to make the other scopes more viable, maybe. I don't know. Some of these attachments, I wanna be able to use something besides the heavy barrel and be effective. The shotguns are fairly useless on most of the maps. They could stand with a little buff. Obviously, the LMGs and snipers need a buff. I don't know. I'm gonna move on just because that's way too obvious. But what I would say is, if you're gonna stick with the current model, where really the assault class is a balanced class in and of itself, right? A game is balanced if all the players are playing assault. But make it known that the assault is now the bread and butter class. Make it known that the assault weapons are better than the others, clearly. Because the problem is, newer players don't get it. They go in and they say, you know, this LMG is cool and fun to use, and it's unfair that you should be able to have fun and play something besides assault rifle and be effective. That shouldn't be too hard to do. Okay, moving on. In-game server browser. Let's have one of those. I guess the Battlelog server browser is okay, but just give us something to work on in-game. Or make your game better at alt-tabbing, because it's bad at alt-tabbing at the moment, and you have to do that just to join a server. It's annoying. It doesn't work right. Give us an in-game server browser, and then beyond that, give us better server filters. I'm thinking of two things right now. I'm thinking of, let me filter by ticket count, and let me filter by vehicle respawn time. I am sick and tired of having to join 5 or 6 servers that are instant spawn just to be able to find one that has the default settings. I don't like instant spawn, and I should be able to filter that out, and that shouldn't be something that's difficult to code in, so just do it. I also want more/different guns. I think part of the things that were leaked recently with the Battlefield 4 details was that they're going to be releasing a lot of the same guns that were in Battlefield 3 in Battlefield 4. Come on, guys. Mix it up a bit. Switch some things around. Don't be fucking lazy. Don't be so blatantly lazy. Oh, turn down the fucking sun. Turn down the sun. It's not 500 feet away from the Earth, okay? It's one, atmosphere or some... Anyway, it's 93 million miles or something like that away from the Earth. So, you know, yeah, if I stare straight at it, I should probably need to squint or something, but my God, turn it the fuck down, or give us a sunglasses perk, right? In-game VoIP. This is something that should have been there from the beginning of Battlefield 3 as well. This stupid sonar plug-in thing never works right. No one ever uses it. I should be able to talk to my squad members. I mean, come on. This is something that's in every other fucking game. It's unbelievable that it wasn't in this, and it can be done for Battlefield 4, so let me talk to my squad members, you know. I don't think it'll be a huge problem with spamming and whatnot. Let me talk to my squad members, or let me mute them if I don't want to. But give me the option. I also want some performance optimizations. Throughout the 2 years that this game has been out, or all nearly 2 years, there's been almost none past what they did coming out of beta. There's been no performance optimization. So my wish for Battlefield 4 is that perhaps it will perform slightly better than Battlefield 3. You shouldn't, you know, the game's been out for 2 years now. Now you shouldn't still have to buy really high-end hardware to be able to run the game well. I'm on a pretty mid-range system. I have 3570K and 5830, so it's a fairly mid-range to low-end system, and I'm barely making 60 FPS here. So, you know, that's okay, but maybe put a little more effort into the next one, getting some performance optimizations. I expect it to run better. as most games that come out with sequels, they refine the engine that they're working with, and the game runs better. I also want, next one is better anti-cheat, right? There's a organization called Metabans that has been formed to essentially pick up the slack that EA and DICE have left, because there's really no good options for filtering out, for finding cheaters and punishing them and banning them. And they haven't been on top of that. There's a lot of problems with cheaters in this game, and that needs to be addressed in a much more effective manner. They have the money. They can do it. Do it. I also want a server-side battle recorder / spectator mode, right? That's another thing that would really, really cut down on the accusations. If I could just say, hey man, just fucking spectate me, okay? You think I'm hacking? Spectate me. And that's something that you can do in most other shooters. You can, if someone, I remember, and then it's also great to be able to spectate to learn more from a better player who killed you and say, oh, how did he do? I'm gonna spectate him for this game, you know? Maybe I'll learn something. And also I want the server-side, the battle recorder to be server-side so it doesn't, give us huge performance detriments. I also want the ability to log in as invisible. Sometimes, I just want to be able to log in to Battlelog and join TDM and shoot a bunch of people in the face and not worry about it. But I can't. I'm always visible to my friends on Battlelog, and sometimes I'll just want to fuck around by myself, and my friends are like, oh, like Conquest, and it's awkward. So, and it's not that difficult to implement privacy features. So, do it. Moving on to smaller things. Don't make me play co-op to get weapons. Or make a decent co-op mode, right? The co-op mode in its current state in Battlefield 3 is horrid. It's 10 times buggier than the multiplayer and the single player combined. Enemies straight up run through walls and one-hit knife you, and it's retarded. It's so dumb. Just fix it, make it less buggy, make the missions more enticing, or don't make us grind to get weapons in co-op. Make us just grind in the regular multiplayer. Anyway, that's it. That's all I got for now. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you later.